The dangerous history behind RFK Jr.'s Autism Registry proposal. RFK Jr. has proposed creating a national registry of all autistic individuals in the United States. He claims it's for public health and vaccine safety research. But history teaches us that when governments start keeping lists of marginalized groups, it rarely ends well. In fact, it often ends in control, isolation, or worse. Let's talk about the chilling parallels between this idea and authoritarian regimes throughout history. RFK Jr.'s proposal. RFK Jr. has been a controversial figure in the vaccine discourse for years.
The doctor who gives this vaccine to a child is committing medical malpractice.
We should not be giving black people the same vaccine schedule that's given to whites.
I do believe that autism does come from vaccine.
Recently, he suggested that a national registry of autistic individuals could help determine what he believes is a link between vaccines and autism, a theory that has been debunked repeatedly by the global medical community. While he claims the registry would be for tracking health trends and research, let's ask, why a government-controlled list? Why not fund independent, consent-based studies instead? Why label people, many of whom already face stigma, discrimination, and misunderstanding, with no clear consent or legal protections? A historical pattern. Let's be clear. Keeping registries of people based on medical or neurological conditions has a dark history. In 1930s Germany, the Nazi regime created lists of individuals with disabilities, including autism. These were compiled under the guise of public health efficiency. Those lists were later used to justify the T4 euthanasia program, which led to the murder of over 300,000 disabled people, including children. This wasn't about healthcare. It was about power and control over bodies that didn't fit the regime's ideals. And it started with a list. Lists used by authoritarians. This pattern isn't limited to Nazi Germany. Stalin maintained lists of political dissidents. Pinochet kept registries of students and teachers. In China, the Uyghur population is tracked with biometric surveillance and databases. These regimes always claim it's for national security or public safety. But over and over, those lists become tools for oppression. When the state has a list, it has power to monitor, to restrict, to punish. And once you're on it, you don't control how it's used. Autistic people are not dangerous. Let's flip the narrative. Autistic people are not a problem to be tracked. They are a part of human neurodiversity. They don't need surveillance. They need understanding, inclusion, and support. A government-run list could be used to deny insurance or care, restrict reproductive rights, track employment or voting, justify institutionalization. And who decides who gets added? What about undiagnosed people? Or misdiagnosis? The line between public health and state control gets blurry fast. Slippery slope in civil rights. The U.S. has a painful history of categorizing people in harmful ways. Redlining neighborhoods, internment of Japanese Americans, the Tuskegee syphilis study. Adding autistic people to a government list, based on a discredited theory, is a dangerous step backward. We already have HIPAA laws and disability protections under the ADA. A registry like this could violate both and set a precedent for labeling other neurological or mental health conditions. What should be done instead? If RFK Jr. wants to help autistic people, here's what we actually need: more funding for inclusive education and housing, increased access to diagnosis and support, better Medicaid and disability access, public awareness campaigns that respect neurodiversity. Tracking people is not the answer. Empowering them is. The road to authoritarianism is paved with good intentions and dangerous assumptions. Let's not let fear and pseudoscience justify surveillance. Say no to an autism registry. Say yes to civil rights, bodily autonomy, and neurodiversity. Thanks for watching. If you found this video helpful, give it a like and subscribe for more deep dives. Right here on Mental Mirror.